Here are influential people who famously mocked God and ended up dead. 1. Tancredo Neves, President of Brazil. During his presidential campaign, he said if he got 500,000 votes from his party, not even God would remove him from presidency. Sure, he got the votes, but the unfortunate he got sick a day before he was made president and died. 2. John Lennon, The Beatles. John Lennon was a British legendary who co-founded the British invasion band called The Beatles in the 1960s. Lennon and co-writer Paul McCartney wrote hundreds of songs together along with George Harrison and Ringo Starr. And together they remained at the top of the list for nearly a decade. The ladies were head over heels in love with John Lennon. Some years ago, during his interview with an American magazine, Lennon had said, "Christianity will end, it will disappear. I do not have to argue about that. I am certain. Jesus was okay, but his subjects were too simple. Today we are more famous than him." 1966. On the 8th of December 1980, Lennon was shot 6 times in his head by one of his fan in front of his house and died on the spot. Interesting fact, he kind of did predict how he would die. Now, that's spooky. 3. Cazuza, bisexual Brazilian composer, singer and poet. During a show in Canizio, Rio de Janeiro, while smoking his cigarette, he puffed out some smoke into the air and said, "God, that's for you." He died at the age of 32 of lung cancer in a horrible manner. 4. Thomas Andrews, Titanic shipbuilder. Thomas Andrews, who built the Titanic. After the construction of Titanic, a reporter asked him how safe the Titanic would be. With an ironic tone he said, "Not even God can sink it." The result, I think you all know what happened to the Titanic. 5. Marilyn Monroe, Hollywood celebrity. She had a perfect life anyone could ever dream of, a remarkable amount of wealth and great fame. She was visited by Billy Graham during a presentation of a show. He said the Spirit of God had sent him to preach to her. After hearing what the preacher had to say, she said, "I don't need your Jesus." A week later, she was found dead in her apartment.